Hi guys, I'm going to explain what is repository, then how to create a repository in ODI, and what are the types of repositories in ODI. So first we need to understand what is repository and what are the types of repositories. So it's a common thing. If you are going for any tools, it's a common thing. If you are going for any tools, the data we are going to maintain in some tables that we will call as repositories. Whatever tool maintaining data, that you can say metadata. That data we are going to maintain in tables in place of operating system flat files. So that is called repository. A repository is we are using for to maintain all components information. A repository is a database schema. We are going to maintain all repository, all your components information, So there are two types of repositories in ODI. One is master repository. Another one is work repository. Again, work repository there are two types: development and execution repository. If we're talking about a master repository, there are four components in ODI. That is security, topology, operator, and designer. So master repository will maintain topology and security information, components information, as well as your work repository details, all topology and security components information as well as work repositories details, that all information will be available in your master repository. If you're talking about work repository, there are two types of work repositories. If it is development work repository, designer and operator components information will be stored. Development means we need a designer because all the development activity we will do in designer. Operator is monitoring logs, that is where we will schedule a job, where we will monitor our programs, that is called operator. So in development we need both. If you're talking about execution work repository we are using only for production. So there we don't need a designer, we need only operator. So production, we're not developing anything, only we are scheduling a job and monitoring a job. So that's why execution work repository is maintaining only operator information. If it is a development work repository, it will maintain both designer and operator information. So this is both work repositories information. Master repository means topology and security information. Work repository type development means that will maintain designer and operator information. That is all your metadata will be stored in your work repository type development. If it is work repository type as execution, there you can see it will maintain only operator, because production we don't need a designer. So that is the two types of work repositories, development and execution. Let's start with how to create a repository in ODI. So first we need a database. So I have installed my machine. There is Oracle database. Go to SQL Plus. Then create one database space for your master repository. Create database space. That is, we need to create a database user for storing our repository information. So I'm connecting sysdba user to create a new database user. Then create user MREP 11G, that is master repository 11G. You can use any name, it should be reasonable. Okay, that is master repository. I'm going to create one master repository user. MRP user identified by password I'm using welcome. So I have created user for master repository, that is database user, MRP user. Grant, create session, create table, all privileges. Simply you can say grant, create session, create table, insert, update, delete, or you can say simple one keyword, all privileges to MRP user. Like this. Again, I am going to create one more database user for work repository. We'll create later. First, we'll start with creating master repository. First, we'll start with creating master repository. Open your ODI Studio. Open your ODI Studio. Go to menu, file, and new button. So there is option called go to your ODI Studio, file, new. We can create repositories two ways. One, we can go for one method is using ODI Studio. Another method is Oracle providing one more software called RCU. RCU means repository creation utility. Using that you can create it. So first we'll start with using ODI Studio. Go to menu, file, new. Select master repository creation wizard. Select master repository creation wizard. Done. So provide your database details, that is your host, port number, service IDs. So normally if it is our local system, that will be available in our network folder, all your configuration details. This is my database, Oracle 11G. So go to your network, admin, tnsnames.org. So this file, it contains all your database details. That is service name, here you can see service name, host, port number. These three details we need to get. It's a local system for me. It is localhost. Default port number for Oracle 1521. ORCL is my service ID. Then our user, MREP user, password, welcome. So we need any DBA user. We need any DBA user. Why? Because in this process it will create all tables related to master repository. So I am using system is a DBA user, that password. Test the connection, successful. Assign any unique ID. Normally you can continue with the 0 or you can give any number. Then. So I'm connecting newly created user, MREP user. See, you can see any tables are created in this. As of now, it is empty. Select start from tab. There is no table in this new user. There is no table in this user. Currently, this user database schema is very clear. It's empty. Then we are going to create master repository in this user. So master repository is nothing but it will create some table. It will create some tables. Click on next. Click on next. So that is ODI authentication. There is ODI authentication. The default one administrator user is supervisor. So we need to provide password for that. Default administrator use supervisor password we need to give. So I'm giving a welcome as a password. Welcome as password. So default administrator user. So because if you want to use our ODI, you need one default user, right? So normally any tool will get administrator as a user, but Synopsys, they are providing one default user, that is administrator user. The name is supervisor. You can say administrator. You can say administrator. If you are going for external authentication, you can choose external authentication. Otherwise, you will say ODI authentication. External authentication means if you are going for WebLogic server or external single sign-on, that is WebLogic server, you can say external authentication. You have to provide your WebLogic server details. We are going for, currently we are going for internal authentication, that is standalone without WebLogic server. Click on finish. Click on finish. Now it is creating all tables, all master repository tables. Now you can go to your database. See, so there are tables created for master repository. In 11G there are master repository tables, 64 tables. 64 tables. All tables starting with SNP. All tables starting with SNP because this product from Synopsys. So in 2006, Oracle acquired this company. They changed the name called Oracle Data Integrator, but before that there is a name called Synopsys. That's why all table names you can see SNP, SNP underscore tables. These all are our master repository tables. So whatever master repository objects information, it will store into your this master repository tables. There is SNP user, SNP technologies. You can say different tables are available. Okay. So we'll wait for some more time to finish this. So after creating master repository, you need to create a login. You need to create a login. So that is mapping the credentials, your repository and your client level. So that is your client is Audio Studio. So there we need to create one login. That is your master repository information we are mapping to your login. That is called we need to create a login. So it will take some more time to create. You can go to your SQL developer. There you can create new connection. So I'm connecting to my database, that is master repository. This is our, there you can see 64 tables, all SNP tables. Their users, all users will go through this table. There is only one user now as of now. Still it is under process for creating master repository. All the profiles, you can see there is a table called user underscore SNP underscore profile. In this table will contain list of available profiles for you. That is security component. Same thing, all technologies here, languages, all languages, technologies, SNP Techno. This is ODA supporting list of technologies. Same thing for version controlling. Because in designer all metadata, that is models and version information will be stored in your master repository. All your models and solutions information will be storing in your master repository. Remaining other projects and your interfaces, other information will store in your work repository. But the topology, security, models and solutions, this all information will be storing in your master repository. Still it is creating. Now it is there, it is a log. You can see all these logs. So this is our master repository table. So you can create a same database schema. You can create a work repository in the same schema, or you can create a new schema. Okay. So better to create different schema to maintain your work repository. Why? Because if you are going for multiple work repositories, maintain to better separate database schema for master repository and work repositories. One for development, one for production. So now meanwhile I can create one more database user. I'm connecting to DBA. Then create one more user for work repository. work REP user identified by welcome. So create user work REP user identified by welcome. Grant all privileges. So I have created one more database schema for our work repository type as development, you can say. Work REP. Still it's creating. Like they are importing the default objects, whatever Oracle is providing, that objects it is importing into your master repository tables. If you go to your user, so this is SNP user, password is an encrypted password, it is not a readable, it is an encrypted password. See, master repository creation was successful. Now you can log into your master repository and create work repository in Topology Navigator and repository accommodation. So this is after creating master repository, we can connect to Topology, then there we can create work repository. That is its information it's giving. Then so first we need to create a login. So how to create a login? Go to file, click on new, create new repository login. So this is login is nothing but mapping your credentials, that is your repository information to your client. That is name, we can use any name, login name. I can say master repo login. It's like any name. Then your ODA username and password. Our ODA username is supervisor, only one user as of now, that is administrator user. It should be uppercase. Password I'm giving welcome because while creating master repository I have provided password as welcome. Then database connection details for your master repository, where you are created your master repository. I have created master repository in MREP user, password welcome. Which database you are created master repository? In Oracle database, that is you have to select Oracle JDBC driver, then JDBC URL. That is same your host, port number, service ID. Localhost for me 1521 and WAR is our service ID. So depending on your database details like service name, host, you have to select depending on your database details. So click on test connection, successful. Currently we are created only master repository, that's why we are connecting only master repository only. As of now we not created any work. Click on OK. It is created. Click on connect. So this is our newly created login. There are some existing logins as earlier I have created. So this is username is supervisor, password. If you want to edit, there is an option called edit button. You can edit, here you can see. So that's it. Login information is nothing but your mapping your master repository to your client level. That is simple. Then click on it is trying to log in. See here, if you go to designer, it is saying that development work repository is not connected. If you go to your work repository, operator, there it is saying that not connected to work repository. So as of now we have not created any work repository. We created only master repository. Now we are going to create work repository. Go to topology. There is a button called work repositories. Go to repositories. There you can find work repositories. Right click, new work repository. So here we can create new work repositories. Here we can create new work repositories. Right click, new work repository. Provide your database details where you are going to create your work repository. So better to create new database schema for your work repository and maintain work repository separate database. Work REP user password welcome. Test connection successful. That is. I'm going to create work repository separate database schema. Okay. Click on next. So here you can find two types of work repositories. As we discussed earlier, there are two types of work repositories: development and execution. Development and execution. So development we are using for complete development process, where we will completely work on development project. There you can access designer and operator. Execution means you can access only operator. This is we are using for only production. Currently we are going for work repository type of development. ID, you can choose any unique ID. You should not execution ID. Work repository ID and master repository ID should be different. Then password is optional. If you want to maintain password, you can maintain. Click on finish. Now it is creating work repository. Now you can validate how many tables will be there for our work repository. Sorry, you need to connect WREP user welcome. Select the star from tab. See, total 119 tables. So this is the list of tables for your work repository. Master repository, it will be created 64 tables. Work repository, it will create 119 tables. So this is the total list of tables for master repository and work repository. So it is done. Your work repository created successfully. It is asking to create a new login. So if you want to create a new login, same as what we created earlier. Otherwise, you can click on no. Same login, you can use that. So I'm clicking on no. Then go to menu, ODI, disconnect your current connector repository. Click on connect. There is edit. Now same login I'm assigning work repository. Go to your work repository. Select work repository. So have selected work repository. Test the connection. It is successful. Now what I'm doing, I'm connecting both master repository and work repository. This is my work repository. This is my master repository. This is my ODI credentials, username and password. So default user is administrator, user is supervisor, should be uppercase. Password, whatever you have created a password, the same password. Login name, it's a user defined name, you can use any name. Then there is a default connection. If you have a multiple connections created in your client, which one you want to use the default, that is called default. Click on OK. Click on OK. So we are trying to log in both master and work repository. See, designer, we are connected. Operator, we are connected. Topology, we are connected. Security, we are connected. Security and topology information will storing into your master repository, as well as this models and the solutions objects information also will store your master repository. Exactly. This repositories information also. Whatever you have a work repository, this information is storing into your work repository. So if you go to your master repository, there you can find one table called SNP REM REP. This table will contain all your work repositories. If you have 5 work repositories, all will be available in this master repository table called SNP REM REP. This table will contain all your work repositories information. Type as development, that is W, work repository name, timestamp. This is your work repository ID. This is. If you are creating one more work repository, it will store into same table. Then all your designer and operator component complete objects information will storing into your work repository, that is development type. If it is execution, there you can find only operator. There you can find only operator, not designer. Now we'll create one more work repository. Create user prod REP or prod work REP identified by worker. Grant all privileges to my new user. Prod work REP. Then go to topology, right click on work repository, create new work repository. Then test connection successful. I'm going to create a production type work repository, that is execution type. So with a new database user, again new schema, prod work REP. Click on next, select type as execution, production work repository, type as execution. Click on finish. Now it is creating all your SMP tables again. So again, prod work REP, select start from tab. There 49 tables. Because production you don't need all designer component information. The design component information is not required in production. Only operator components is required. Only 49 tables are created here. You can see only operator related information. Operator means your sessions. That is all you can see. SNP sess tables, sess log, steps, sequence, SNP session, all this information. Okay. Again, it is asking to create login. So better to create a new login for this. Okay. Prod work repository login. I'm disconnecting. Go to menu ODI, disconnect your existing login. Click on connect. There you are newly created. See here, newly created repository. Welcome. Password is welcome. Our work repository is production. Click on connect. I'm connecting master repository plus work repository type as execution. So execution you cannot connect to designer. So execution always it is connected only operator, because execution type is nothing but your production type. There you need only operator, like all your scheduling your jobs, execution jobs, monitoring your sessions. Here you can see monitor your device sessions, particular user wise sessions, keyword wise, status wise, agent wise. So this is complete your master repository and work repository setup. That is creation your master repository, creating work repository type as development, creating work repository type as production. So thank you listening to my video. Have a good day.